Hello, everyone, and thank you for coming back to the Bold and the Beautiful soap opera show that I review on each episode that they give. Thank you for coming to Del Chanel 48's World to get the latest scoop on the Bold and the Beautiful and the current episodes as well as the past episodes. Okay? So I just want to get right on into it. This review for Monday, October 3rd, 2016. The summary that they give us is Steffi becomes determined to find a loophole in order to free her family of Quinn. Then Carter attempts to contact Ridge with important information regarding Eric. So all our major players today in this particular episode is Eric, Quinn, Steffi, and Ridge. Excuse me, Wyatt, Liam, and Pam, and none other than the famous Carter made his debut back to the Young and the Restless from being on hiatus, I guess. But let's get on into that first scene. We have Brooke shows up at the hospital to be with Ridge and the rest of the family. Quinn is still in the room alone with Wyatt and the doctor discussing Eric's health. Liam shows up at the Forrester Creations family business, and he's showing support for Steffi. Steffi is telling them only thing Eric wanted was their support, and she's remembering what Eric told her or told them all when he had them in the office, discussing how bad they made him feel and how long they made him feel, especially Ridge. And of course, Liam is like, "You can't blame yourself. You that was Quinn's fault." I'm like, both y'all need to go to the freaking moon and back. No, let's take that back. Just go to the moon and cohabitate there. Don't come back. We don't need you. And then Stephanie is thinking and telling Liam, the marriage license, that's it. That's our loophole to get Quinn out of it. We have to find it because I'm thinking about something in my head. But basically what she was trying to find was the marriage license to be shown unsigned by both parties, which is Quinn and her grandfather Eric, so they can use as stronghold against getting Quinn out the family for good. Because we all know, when you get married, you have to sign the license, and that should be enough until you get it filed off with the court system and thus far. It's still a official document, but the seal of approval only comes after the fact when a court officer certifies it and signs off on it. But at least with the signatures being there, it would kind of be hard to undo that damage. But since the license weren't signed by both parties, neither Quinn or Eric, it almost like the paper is worthless in a sense. So that's the loophole that she's, meaning Steffi, is trying to forge ahead with to get Quinn totally out of the family. But I'm like, you know what, Steffi? That's what caused your grandfather to be in the hospital. Now, with him fighting to come back through to this world, our plane of existence, you're going to put him out for good. You just going to just let the man just have a total stroke after he cuss all y'all out again, or just the main players, which is you and Ridge and Liam, since he done jumped on your team Steffi and Ridge to get rid of Quinn. You're going to kill him. You're going to put him out of his misery of dealing with you all foolish folks because he can't be with his Queen. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, you just put the nail in your coffin for you and your father, Ridge. Because when he comes through, and he will come through, your behind is going to be his for good. And he will definitely banish you all from existence of being in the Forrester clan. Because, really ain't Forresters anyway. You're Maronis. So I would love to see the writers play that part of real, quick, fast, and a hurry. Okay. Then we go to Quinn. She's wanted to take Eric from the hospital to their home. She asked the doctor to support her on this. She just feels that Eric will probably come to or back to conscious if he's around familiar things, the smell of his house, just being in his bed in a sense and not necessarily hooked up to all these tubes and being in the hospital, it being so sterile and all of that and so unwarming. So she wants him to be in the comfort of his own home, hoping that will quickly resolve his health issues and bring her back or bring him back to consciousness. Okay? So it's all about his comfort that Quinn is concerned about, and that's an endearing um, type of attitude to have when you have a loved one that's not really coherent at the time. She's thinking about him, and Ridge and Steph are thinking about themselves and their future with the company. You know what I'm saying? Like selfish, greedy, vindictive family members. Woo, they need to be sent out to their own little shelter somewhere, away from the caring, loving people. Okay, other family. That's just my point, and that's where I'm taking it. Okay. Ridge tells Brooke if Bill is okay with her being there, comforting him, and she says yes. Bill sends his condolences for your father's illness and stuff of that nature. I'm like, Ridge, can you have no heart, you have no empathy, you have no sympathy, but you want everybody to feel pain for you. Really, Ridge? But you can't feel an ounce of remorse for how you're treating Quinn. Ridge, Ridge, Ridge. When will you learn? I don't think us being in this world will ever do you justice. So, can we put you in a coma and put you in a hospital somewhere and see who really rallies behind you and who takes up for you? Okay? I would just like to see the writers play that part up. But anyway, we go to Steph. Steph is still harboring on the fact that maybe Eric and Quinn really aren't married yet, and they're something they can use with the unsigned signatures on the marriage certificate. Because she really wants Quinn gone. She don't forget about how her granddaddy got on all of them, and he stroked out or had his brain hemorrhage because they had been just too much to him and then making him angry and not showing up for his wedding. All the emotions is too much for him. So the blood vessel bust, but it could have went the other way. They could have took him out the world. He could have signed everything over to Quinn, and they knew about it. They wouldn't get nothing because she would bother them. She would be on a tantrum the rest of their lives and leaving them with absolutely zero inheritance. Okay, so that's where I'm going with it, y'all. Follow me on my path. Okay. Um, we go to commercial. We come back. We have Ridge gets a call from Carter. He's trying to see how Eric's health is progressing, and he really needs to talk to Ridge about some papers he had drawn up for his father prior to his dad falling ill. But Ridge said he can't talk to him right now. He had to call him back because the only thing he wants to worry about now is getting his father through this situation. So Carter said, okay, call me back when you can because we really need to discuss some things. Wyatt and Quinn still holding vigilantly at Eric's bedside, hoping for the best that he can turn and come back this way instead of being in limbo. Then we have Steffi has been snooping around and she found Eric's unsigned marriage license in the CEO's office, which is Eric's title at this time, and he's vacated the premises for that. Well, he didn't vacate it. He implemented himself back to being the head of the company and with nobody's concern of running the company except for himself. But Snoopy Steffi snooped up and found the unsigned documents. So she's telling Liam this may be the loophole we're actually looking for to get rid of Quinn. And of course, her and Liam just smile like Cheshire cats done, like got their hands stuck in the cookie jar, but they still gonna get that cookie regardless because they have other evidence to prove to the fact that he really don't need to be married. If he really wanted to marry, they should have signed their names on the certificate. So Steph is taking this whole thing a little bit too far, and I'm hoping for her demise as quickly as possible because she's been riding this whole let's support and keep Eric safe campaign to where it's not even needed. Okay. So she's just blowing smoke up everybody's behind, but only her and her father Ridge just want to be seen as the official foresters who can only run the company when her, meaning Steffi, and Ridge are not foresters. They are Moronies. So hopefully the writers are playing that part up so they can be ousted and let Thorne and Rick actually come to full center where they're running the company. Okay, that's what I'm hoping for anyway. Um, Rich also gets to the office and he goes to leave from the hospital to the office to see what Stephanie has definitely got her hands on. He asks Brooke to look out for his father until he can get back. And of course, Brooke, willingly stays by his bedside and, try to take care of him, being there for him in case he wakes up. Then we go to Liam and Stephanie discuss the possibility of getting rid of Quinn once and for all. I tell you, you waiting for somebody else's demise. You better dig another grave for three more people, so you, meaning Liam, Ridge, and Stephanie, can fall in their ditches and be covered up while they're trying to get somebody else's ditch dug and cemented over. You know what I'm saying? That's a cruel woman. That's a cruel group of men. Ugh, I can't take it. Anyway, we leave that situation. We go to commercial. We come back. We have Pam comes into the office and she sees Carter around her desk and she has some lemon balls in her hand for Eric. I'm like, Pam, if you don't throw them lemon balls over the cliff, burn them up, lose the recipe, anything to just, we don't need them lemon balls. That's the last thing Eric needed at this time. Okay, he didn't even want them when he was walking upright. Okay? Quinn said, no, you need to watch your health. And he turned her down. So quick, I mean, Pam, go somewhere with them lemon balls, okay? Make a pie. Make a cherry pie or something. I'll say them lemon balls. Whew. Anyway, moving on. I had to digress. Wyatt and Quinn are talking to Brooke about taking Eric home and caring for him. And Brooke is being sympathetic to her and empathetic to her needs as well. I was very surprised at Brooke. But she got a heart. It's kind of misguided at times, but she got a heart. Then we have Ridge comes to the office to see what Steffi has found. She tells him what she's found out, and Ridge is loving every minute of it. And they both start smiling at each other like they finally got Quinn right where they want her. And the only way or door they see her going through is a divorce. Well, she can't even get a divorce if they're saying they're not even married. So it's neither here or there. They still plotting against Quinn, even when Eric had cussed them all out, besides Liam being present. But if Liam would have brought his behind over there, he would have got some 2 cents put into him as well. But we don't leave that situation. We go to Quinn. Quinn goes into tell Eric she's going to take him home very soon. She's going home, get the house prepared so they can bring him there for recuperating purposes. And she kisses him on the forehead and she exits. Because she just basically wanted him to be in a familiar type of environment and hoping that would soothe him and bring him back with the noise and the smell and the sense of a house and all that, I guess. He being in his own comfy bed and things of that nature. So I got what Quinn was going for, and she was showing selfless love there. I appreciate her on that. We go to commercial. We come back. We have Brooke at Eric's bedside, watching over him vigilantly while the rest of the characters are just gone doing their own thing and trying to stir up more pot mess that they want to serve up to somebody. But we ain't hungry. We have no appetite for foolishness. Okay. But anyway, she's discussing their daughter Bridget and Rick, being brought into the world by Brooke and him. And she's remembering good times when they were married and the birth of Eric's children with her, Bridget and Eric Jr. I mean, not Eric Jr., but Rick, his youngest son, or youngest child. But then she's talking about loving Eric too. And I'm like, wait a minute, Brooke, you can't be in love with all these men and half of them are Forrester men. Okay, you showing your ugly side too. I'm like, don't give me that visual. I had to cut the visual, y'all. It was just too much for my head at the time. But anyway, she's hoping by being there, talking to him, it will bring him out of the coma. So now she wants to be the one that brings Eric out of his coma. No, we reserve that spot for Quinn because he gonna need to wake up soon because stuff is gonna hit the fan. Okay. She's talking about remembering them, and he don't have time to go the other way, meaning to be deceased on this plane of where we're existing to go rest in some other plane and start some trouble over there. I guess I don't know. But that's just where I'm viewing it at this time. But she's trying to help him remember when they were married. And I like, Brooke, we were talking about happier times, son. Some of that was just traumatic, even for us, the viewers, to go through, okay? So let's not go there. Let's just keep it on an even keel and in the present. Let's not float back to when you and him were married, okay? That's not called for. You have Bill to deal with as well as Ridge. That's enough you should be having on your plate to take bites out of, okay? Anyway, then we go to Steph and Liam. They're talking about getting Quinn out of the picture for good. Liam and Quinn, uh, Liam is kind of making Steffi understand how Quinn is so manipulative, and she's agreeing with him. So all of them pretty much are against Team Quinn, okay? Then we go to the last and final scene. Quinn comes home to Eric's house. That used to be his ex-wife, Stephanie, but she's calling it her home now. He wanted it to be her home as well. So we're going to call it Quinn's home. Okay, she's at home trying to find, trying to get things arranged for bringing Eric home for him to recuperate, of course. And she finds men in her house packed with packing boxes. And then Ridge come out the corner somewhere, you know, in the house. And he's telling her, oh, I'm glad you feeling like you need to be making some changes, but I'm finna make some few of my own, okay? Honey, we finna move you out the house. I don't know where you want to go. You can tell the movers where to send your stuff. She's like, this is my home. This is, I got married over there in that little space. So, and we had a wedding, and Ivy was there, and da-da-dee, da-da-da, giving Rich a first, second, and third commandments of why she is Mrs. Forrester and all that kind of stuff. Really, baby. No, 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 no. Let's not get it twisted. Okay. He shows her the marriage license that is very much so unsigned. So he's pretty much filling Quinn's head that she has no legal right or of voicing her opinion on any matters when it comes to their family and their father. Because legally, she's not married. So he's rubbing it all in her face, and he's telling her he's going to enforce it, and she can say goodbye and go live her life somewhere else. But she's not staying in that house. Not here, not now. But y'all, that was my spiel of the Bold and the Beautiful today's episode. Man, I like, okay, put a fork in Red, Stephanie, and Liam. They are very well done, overdone, very much overkill of a storyline. I really need the writers to write them out doing something else. I don't know, going to Paris, going on what do you call it, a temporary hiatus, something to that effect, because I can't take it. Eric gonna finally wake up and see what Ridge and Steffi and Liam have been doing. And I'm hoping the rest of the family do not jump on that bandwagon, because that would be very bad for the rest of them. Because Eric is going to wake up. And he is going to see what they done did after the fact they don't put him on his back. Man, sell the company, Eric. That's all I can say. Sell the company. Those are the nice 3 words that you can ever grace on this screen and say. That you getting rid of all they behinds. Shedding the whole force of creation down. Let them jokers fend for themselves and build their own company. And their own multi-zillionaire company to run. Because you don't did your just do. It's time for you to enjoy life, be with Quinn, have your last moments on this earth very fulfilling, and just, pay attention to y'all needs. Forget the company. Forget, being a designer. That it ain't worth it. Because you're going to definitely need your rest from waking up with all this mess going on. Whew. Anyway, y'all, that was my take for The Bold and the Beautiful that aired on October 3rd, 2016. Hope you enjoy it. And this is the new format I'm pretty much going to follow as far as telling the stories. Because we really don't need all those pictures now, do we? I know there might be some people out there saying, oh, yeah, I want those pictures. But guess what? Copyright strikes, okay? So I'm trying this avenue because I still want to actually give you my narratives with the players of the episodes that air and giving them their props. Okay, guys, take care. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.